Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of January 1st. We are just going to jump right in here. And Happy New Year to you, Sagittarius. You have this workaholic card. It says, having strong work ethic and giving 110%. I definitely feel you will be working hard this year, all year. You have this money manager. It says, expect positive financial changes in your life. I think I told you in your 2024 reading that it was going to be like a good financial year for you, especially for those of you that are like working towards a dream here with the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups can kind of represent a dream, but it also represents needing to find out. You know, I always say that the Seven of Cups, there are good things and bad things in those cups, but, it could be you dreaming of something and thinking like, oh, there are these good things and bad things that could happen, which is always true. But it says you need to find out what's going to happen. So it says stop dreaming and start living. Start making something happen instead of just imagining how things are going to turn out. But this looks very good. You have the Seven of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is, of course, quick success. So I do feel you could be finding some successes a lot faster than maybe like this last year, 2023, or if you're watching this in 2023 this year. Probably the past few years, I would say, since COVID time, like since whenever COVID started. I don't even remember anymore, 2020 or whatever it was. And so, probably since that time, you have been trying to, I think what I'm trying to spit out here, Sagittarius, is that we're getting to that end of the retrograde and I cannot talk. But, what I would say here is that I think since that time, like maybe that's when you had that first spark in your head, like, oh, I want to make more money, or, oh, I could make more money, or I can make this change. It's almost like I see that time frame, like 2019, 2020 is when you really maybe became aware of, it's like I think I like it's much different than, we always all want to make more money, but there's something different here where it's like maybe you had an idea at that time, or you had this spark of inspiration, or something happened during that time, I feel, that kind of like woke you up. And now, I feel you're trying to find guidance. She has this sunflower right here, and the sunflower represents the sun. The sunflower points towards the sun. And so, like, since that time, maybe for the last 4 years or so, it's like you've been trying to follow guidance, but this is like inner guidance, or this is inspiration or something like that. And then you have the Eight of Wands, which is quick success. But the interesting thing is that you have Eight of Wands, Eight of Swords, Chariot. It's like Eight of Wands moving quickly, Eight of Swords is hitting a wall, and then the Chariot is speeding up again. So I kind of feel like that's been your story. Literally, that's what I'm getting here, is that your story has been, you get like an idea, you start moving in that direction, things move quickly, and then they stop working. And then, the good news about this reading is I think you're getting to the Chariot stage, if that makes sense. Like, it's like you're getting to this point now where you're just going to start charging through obstacles, and I think this is leading to a lot of success. I don't know, I've never had a reading like this for you. I like it. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Nine of Pentacles. I think that it's been a very independent time for you, where you've probably been working on your independence. Even, I'm cheating a little bit, looking at your astrology, I can say that it makes sense to me if you like have maybe been a little bit more of a loner, or maybe you haven't been spending as much time with people. And again, I don't think this is like a good or bad thing. I think you're just working on your independence. You're becoming more independent, able to take care of yourself. And, again, this is like a good thing. It's not, really, I think it's nothing. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Ace of Cups. Very attractive at this time. It doesn't matter what gender you are. Queen of Wands is my card of seduction, and you have the Ace of Cups here. Ace of Cups is, of course, like a love offer or love coming in for you. So if you're looking for love, this could definitely be your emotions overflowing, or it could be you getting into like a very strong connection or something like that. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Temperance card. Temperance is about turning one thing into another, and we see a lot of change here. You go Temperance to the Judgment card. Judgment is about waking up to your purpose. And with the Judgment card, those people are standing in coffins. The coffin represents their old life. Outside the coffin represents their new life. They need to leave their old life behind. Then you have the Magician. The Magician represents reinvention, reinventing yourself. And then you have the Chariot. The Chariot is kind of charging away from the city behind him. He is leaving that city behind. He's setting himself apart. He's going somewhere where he doesn't know where he's going. He's just trusting the universe is guiding him. Next in the area of the unexpected, you have a Smoke and Mirrors card and the Spiritual Gratitude card. I feel like practicing, by the way, I will just say that a lot of people have been getting these cards of gratitude and needing to be grateful. So it doesn't really surprise me. I think just, it's a time where we need to be grateful for the things we have in life. Just that simple. The Smoke and Mirrors card is about, again, you have that Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups is about illusions. But, I really feel this reading is saying you need to find out how something is going to go. It's almost like this reading is saying, let's just say that you're working on a business or a project here, Sag. It's almost like this reading is saying, I'm not saying you haven't been giving it your all. That's not what I'm saying, right? I want to stress, but it's almost like this reading is saying, if you really gave it 110%, whatever you're doing, then it would be very successful. It's almost like there's maybe just like a tiny little part of you that doesn't believe that, that you're going to be successful or that something is going to work. And we all have these things, not a criticism, right? And I really feel this reading is encouraging you to find out how something is going to turn out if you really double down on it, whether it's your business, your career, but it could be something else as well. It could be your health. It could be your relationships, whatever. But I kind of see that there could be a really big opportunity coming in for you. All three fire signs had something about it, like a big opportunity showing up. So it looks to me like there could be a big opportunity. This is like a gift from the universe because, that's the hand of God presenting this opportunity. The Ace of Pentacles represents something that we have to nurture into existence. So there's this garden right here, and the Ace of Pentacles literally represents planting the seed that is that pentacle and growing it. With the Ace of Pentacles, we have to water it, feed it, fertilize it, nurture it. And the Ace of Pentacles comes up a lot. I really believe it's because we have all this Taurus energy right now, which is like having a garden, needing to really nurture something into existence. And that's what I would be focusing on here with the Ace of Pentacles. You have the Judgment card. Judgment is about waking up to something, so I feel like you are becoming more aware of, your purpose in life, and it's like you're making something much more successful. I think that there are things that you could do to really, make things more legitimate. I don't know, that's what's popping into my head. Like, let's say you have a business, for example. Again, this is not financial advice. I have no clue what I'm talking about. I failed math my whole entire life. Don't listen to me. But, it's almost like you're making something more legitimate. Like maybe you're getting an LLC, or maybe you're building your website or something. It's like it might seem small, but it's almost as if doing that, like doing something small like that, like setting up a website or doing something to make your business more legitimate is going to make it more legitimate, is going to make it more successful. So it's almost like you have to do those things to make something more successful. And I do see you doing that. I also see you kind of like really, doubling down on your purpose this whole entire year. You have the Eight of Swords. And again, I think there are those moments where things seem to be moving forward very quickly for you, and then you hit a wall. And I feel like the Eight of Swords, really represents only seeing one way of doing things when there are many ways of doing things. So this reading is saying you just need to stay open to all the different ways of doing things. And if you don't know what to do, Eight of Swords says learn. Go learn from a person. There's plenty of free information on YouTube. There are plenty of books that exist about everything that you can possibly imagine. So just go learn about what you're doing, and it will solve all your problems. Let's see. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Two of Cups. There could be a love offer. You've been getting these love readings with me recently, so you have two aces, Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. Definitely could be a very solid love connection if you want love. With the Judgment card, you have the Page of Cups. There you go. Yes, you could be waking up to a person. You could be becoming aware of a person. Could be another fire sign, by the way. It could be any sign. But fire, Aquarius, it could be a water sign as well, I suppose. But, fire and Aquarius really stand out to me. Could be any sign. Like I said, general reading. But, you could be all of a sudden seeing that that you have a secret admirer, or that there is a secret admirer. If you don't want love, and even if you do, the Page of Cups also represents a dream. And again, we have these cards of you really needing to take control of your dream life with that Seven of Cups. The Page of Cups, normally he has that fish in his cup, and I always say that fish represents something that he is imagining, something that he wants to create. And the Chariot says, if you take control of the dream, if you make it happen, if you do the things to make it happen, it will happen. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is a card of wish fulfillment. And so I feel like there could be some sort of wish or wish fulfillment coming in for you with the Nine of Cups. I feel like you need to believe that things are possible. Again, this gives me the vibes of Tinkerbell reading. If you don't know, I call some readings Tinkerbell readings, which is basically like if you don't believe that it can happen, then it's not going to happen. There it goes. It disappeared. So, if you don't believe in Tinkerbell, she disappears, right? And that's like what's going on here. I feel that you really need to believe that you're capable of doing something. There's something about your generational curses here as well. I feel like I've said this to you before, Sagittarius. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I've said that it's almost like the things that could be stopping you are more generational. It's like if you are like going to be the first person in your family to become a millionaire with your business, but no one in your family has ever had a business, it's almost as if you need to look at those those money blocks or whatever you want to call it. Those are the things that if you overcome that, you will be the first, And so that's popping into my head here. Next, you have this card that says, it's okay to be different. Don't try so hard to fit in. Yes, definitely. You have this card that says, continue to make the most of every open door. Yeah, you're going to be getting a lot of opportunities. Some of them will work, some of them won't. I think this is a continuation of 2023 where it's like you tried certain things in work or business and they worked, and then you tried other things and they definitely didn't work. I would keep experimenting, keep trying. Because whether it works or it doesn't, you're learning, and that's what's important here. You have the Chariot, and you have this card that says it's okay to be different. Don't try so hard to fit in. The Chariot is about being different. The Chariot, he is charging away from that city behind him, and he is doing that because everything inside the city is the same, and he is setting himself apart. There are no reins attaching these sphinxes to the Chariot, and the sphinxes represent the mysteries of the universe. So it's like the universe knows where you came from, and the universe has a plan for you. You just have to trust the universe. You have that Queen of Wands. You just have to trust the sun. Trusting the sun means trusting your inspirations. If you feel inspired to do something, follow the inspiration. Move in that direction. Even if it's different from what other people are doing, it's probably better than what other people are doing, so it's going to lead to more success. You have the Magician, definitely a time of reinvention. Again, the Magician could be seen as being weird or, different. He is maybe reinventing himself, but he has mastery over all the suits in the tarot. And he has all these tools at his disposal. So I really feel that you've kind of been able to either manifest or you have the tools necessary to be very successful at this time. He also has these flowers here, and the flowers on the Magician represent the fact that he understands like what he needs to focus on to manifest the things in his life. He also is understanding something much deeper in your reading because he is pointing to the Strength card. So the Strength card is about taming your inner critic, your inner beast, your inner demons, and also your inner money blocks and things like that. Really the law of attraction, it's like I'm one of those people, like I'm very spiritual, but I'm also super logical, sometimes I think as well. It's like I believe in the law of attraction, but I also understand people who don't. I also see people who don't believe it, and I also think that maybe it doesn't work. Like I feel both, right? I'm a Gemini moon. I sit on the fence about like pretty much everything in my life, right? But it's like at the same time I practice the law of attraction because it's free and it just really positive thinking. It doesn't, it doesn't hurt to think more positively. It doesn't hurt to correct my thoughts and think more in the positive direction. So whether it works or it doesn't, I don't really care, right? What I care about is it feels good to me to think more positively. I used to be a stinking thinker, as Zig Ziglar says, right? I used to always be into stinking thinking, and I changed my life. So whether it works or not, I don't care. Thinking more positively works for sure. And, but the big thing here is that with the Strength card, it's like, if your inner world needs to match your outer world to manifest things in the first place. So if on the inside you don't believe you can have money, then on the outside you're definitely not going to have money. And I think what's going on here is you are correcting those thoughts. And, this is obviously a good thing. You have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is material success on the horizon. So you could definitely be improving your finances. I feel a lot of you also are, whatever you're working on or have been working on, this is a card of mastering a craft. I definitely feel, Sagittarius, that a lot of you have been mastering some sort of craft for a very long period of time, and it's like you're starting to see better results is what I'm getting here, so love it. Let's see. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Sun. There, are you kidding? I literally said at the beginning of the reading that you need to move towards the Sun with the Queen of Wands. So there you go, Sagittarius. It's just that simple. I would focus on the Sun. Joy, happiness, good things. With the Magician, you have the Tower. This is actually a good thing, I would say, because again, whenever you reinvent yourself, you're shedding your skin. You are getting rid of a lot of things. To me, the Tower is a good card, plain and simple. I don't care what anyone says. Tower, yeah, like it could be uncomfortable, but the Tower is a light bulb moment. It is a shock to the system, but it is back to reality. The Tower, the whole point of the Tower is that they've been ignoring reality. I don't care what anyone says. I think people who say ignorance is bliss are dummies because it is not bliss, right? It's like I'd rather see the truth. And the whole point of the Tower is that these people are being brought down to earth because they've been ignoring reality. But the other thing is that you have the most powerful combination of the tarot here, Judgment to Tower. The Judgment to the Tower card is a major revelation or a major wake-up call. I'm pretty sure I said something about like having a wake-up call in the beginning of the reading or something like that, or it's like you're understanding something. So I don't even consider Judgment to Tower being bad. To me, it's like a big aha moment or a big light bulb moment. With the Chariot, you have the Moon card here. The Moon is like about not seeing things clearly. Again, we know this because you have the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups is like illusions. The Moon can also represent illusions. And I feel this is saying you need to work your way through illusions. You have this Scarab card in the area of the good stuff. It says nourishment, transformation. You have this fish. It says abundance and luck on it. Definitely could be, there is a lot of abundance and luck coming in for you. I feel like this nourishment card is saying it's time to take care of yourself and, nurture yourself. You have the Page of Wands, Nine of Swords, and the Strength card. Page of Wands is about going on an adventure or being open to discovery. So I feel for a lot of you that it is time for you to like go on a new adventure in your life. Pretty much everyone this week has had something about adventure. It could just be that it's the beginning of the year when most people do something new at the beginning of the year anyway. You have the Nine of Swords. Again, to me, the Nine of Swords is the worst card in the tarot, but it's coming up in the good stuff. So the Nine of Swords can represent like ignoring something. He has this blanket right here, and that blanket represents a comfort blanket, but it's like he's in a nightmare. He's stuck in a nightmare, but it's almost as if he's like not in enough pain to escape the nightmare. He is still being comforted, right? So it's like, he's in a nightmare, but it's still comfortable to him, so he doesn't leave the nightmare. But the good news is, again, it's coming up in the good stuff, so you could be ending some sort of nightmare in your life or just a cycle, like a toxic cycle. You have the Strength card. I really feel you've been developing yourself, and I feel that going this way, like we already said, that, developing yourself, working on your inner world and, conquering your inner demons, your inner critic, or, that little voice in your head that says you can't do something or whatever it is, that's going to be very good for you. With the Page of Wands, yes, you have the Magician. Magician sometimes represents needing to have a new beginning, and you have the Magician going this way twice. So, definitely you are starting something new, or you're having a new beginning. It doesn't even necessarily mean that you have to start something new. You could just be reinventing something that you have already been working on. Again, the Magician doesn't say you have to like completely start over. You maybe have a business or career or even a relationship, right? Or your health, whatever it is, doesn't matter. The Magician says, you've been maybe using one tool for a very long time, and you could reinvent yourself and try a different perspective or a different way of doing things. So it's like if you've been trying to use your pentacles, for example, to get something to grow, maybe now it's time to be creative. Again, we're entering into a time of creativity for the next 20 years. So, anything you can do to be creative would be a really good idea. So it's like maybe you're just changing your approach, which would be a good idea. With the Nine of Swords, you have the High Priestess. I would definitely trust your intuition. I think we're in a very intuitive time just in general. So your intuition could be trying to guide you or tell you like, hey, pay attention to XYZ. And I would pay attention to things that like pop into your head or, repeating numbers. I'm just getting like that type of spiritual, I don't know what I was just about to say, but like spirituality, or like if you have certain numbers that you see or certain things that are a sign, I would pay attention to that. With the Strength card, you have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is a card of expansion. And so, again, going this way, there is definitely a lot of personal growth that you are doing on your own. It's like you are growing. You are doing things to grow. You are doing things to manifest and move in new directions and, all that other stuff. So that looks amazing. I've never had this happen, by the way. You have three people showing up in I'm pulling 5 main themes. You have this Younger Woman card that says dealings or relationships with a younger woman. You have this Broom card that says new home, new attitude. So some of you could be moving, sure, but this could also just say that you're changing your environment. So you don't necessarily have to move. You could just be like cleaning up your environment, getting a new job. Anything new is going to change your attitude for the better, I feel. You have this Young Man card. It says dealings or relationships with a younger man. And then you have January. So again, if you're like looking for love, it doesn't even have to be a man. Could be any gender. I don't attach gender in these general readings. You could be meeting someone this month. It could be someone younger than you. Both of you, you have younger man, younger woman here. So it's like you could be attracting someone who makes you feel youthful, and they make you feel youthful as well. So that definitely looks good. You have this Woman card as well. It says dealings with relationships with a woman. It says Stork, news of a birth or a new business opportunity. I would definitely be careful. This year, I have never seen so many birth cards, pregnancy cards, empresses, everything popping up this year. So if you're not trying to get pregnant, I would definitely be careful. If you are, go for it. But it could also just be that you are birthing something new, like a new idea, a new direction in your life. You could just be moving in new directions. You have this leg. It says stepping into a new experience. The whole entire reading. The magician twice is saying that they're in also everything. Queen of Wands pointing towards the sun. The Page of Wands. These are all cards of moving in new directions, moving towards new things. You have this yoke card. It says feeling tied down or frustrated. I think these are those moments where you kind of like go down one path and it doesn't work, and then you have to like turn around and go back. It's almost like you're in a cave and you're trying to get to the end of the cave. Maybe there's some treasure there, but it's like you go down these like side chutes, like these other directions, and then you have to go back and then get back on the main path. I think that's been your life for a long time, but I also think that's about to change. You had to go down those paths to map the cave. It's almost like you've been mapping this cave that is this journey through the underworld so you can find some treasure. And it's like, I really think this could be the year you come out. Maybe not in January, but it's like you're working your way through it. Very interesting. Love it though. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.